Introduction. Leading a team, or even just a single individual, is about so much. More than getting a promotion, higher pay, and a more important title. Being a true leader is about understanding the people you work with and looking in at yourself and the leadership skills that you have. It's about bringing forth the things that make you personable, friendly, and inviting. And then, once you recognize those things, you simply showcase them for others. And being a good leader is also about knowing where you fall short and what you need to do to become a better, strong, more compassionate leader. Now more than ever, leading is harder than it used to be because of differences in cultures, demographics, and industries. You have to understand leadership better than ever before if you wish to truly find success. Leadership is all about communication, but there are multiple ways to really speak like a leader if you are willing to invest the time and energy to find them. Chapter 1. The Power of Communication in Leadership. Understanding the role of communication in effective leadership. Communication plays a pivotal role in effective leadership by serving as the lifeblood that connects a leader with their team, fosters trust, and drives success. It is the cornerstone upon which a leader's ability to influence, inspire, and guide their followers is built. First and foremost, leaders use their communication skills to articulate a clear vision and also provide direction to their team or people close to them. In short, leadership is clear communication. They paint a compelling picture of the future, ensuring everyone understands the overarching goals and objectives. Effective leaders will also inspire their team through communication too. They use words and actions to ignite passion and enthusiasm, driving individuals to give their best effort towards shared goals. Open and honest communication builds trust within the team. Leaders who share information, admit mistakes, and provide feedback openly foster an environment of trust and integrity. However, conflicts are inevitable, but communication skills enable leaders to address issues promptly and constructively. They mediate disputes, encourage dialogue, and promote resolution, preserving team cohesion. Leaders will offer constructive feedback to help team members grow and improve via their communication skills. They recognize achievements and provide guidance, creating a culture of continuous learning and development. Effective leaders involve their team in decision-making when appropriate. They gather input, weigh options, and make informed choices collectively, empowering team members and ensuring decisions align with the organization's goals. In today's fast-paced world, leaders must adapt to change swiftly. Effective communication keeps the team informed about shifts in strategy or priorities, reducing resistance and promoting flexibility. Leaders empower their team by delegating responsibilities and authority. Clear communication about roles and expectations allows individuals to take ownership of their tasks and contribute to the team's success. During challenging times, leaders provide reassurance and guidance through effective communication. They convey a sense of stability, address concerns, and mobilize the team to navigate crises. Communication is a two-way street, and leaders must be active listeners. They seek input, show empathy, and understand the needs and concerns of their team members, strengthening the bond between leader and followers. Leaders shape organizational culture through their words and actions. Communication sets the tone for the kind of culture they want to cultivate, whether it's one of innovation, collaboration, or inclusivity. Leaders hold themselves and their team accountable through clear communication of expectations and standards. Communication is the essential tool that enables leaders to convey their vision, motivate their team, build trust, resolve conflicts, and adapt to change. It fosters a collaborative environment where individuals feel empowered, valued, and inspired to achieve common objectives. Effective leadership hinges on mastering the art of communication. exploring how communication impacts influence and inspiration. Communication is the very essence of inspiration and influence in leadership. It serves as the conduit through which leaders connect with their followers on an emotional and intellectual level. Leaders communicate their vision with utmost clarity. Through eloquent and relatable messages, they paint a vivid picture of the future they envision. This clarity inspires followers by helping them understand the purpose and direction of their collective efforts. Effective leaders are skilled storytellers. They use narratives to convey not just facts and figures, but the essence of their vision and values. Stories resonate with people on a deeper level, stirring emotions and kindling a sense of purpose. Communication is a vehicle for establishing emotional connections. Leaders who authentically express their passion and commitment evoke similar emotions in their followers. This emotional bond fosters a strong sense of loyalty and dedication. Of course, to truly inspire and influence others, leaders must empower others through communication. They convey confidence in their team's abilities and encourage them to take initiative. This empowerment motivates individuals to rise to the occasion and contribute their best. Their positive and uplifting communication also creates a motivating atmosphere. Leaders who consistently offer words of encouragement, praise, and appreciation boost the morale of their followers, driving them to excel. Communication is not just about words, it's about actions. Leaders who embody the values and behaviors they promote, through their communication, serve as role models. Their actions speak louder than words and influence others to follow suit. Effective communication is essential for resolving conflicts. Leaders who skillfully address disagreements and disputes in a constructive manner demonstrate their ability to navigate challenges. This, in turn, inspires confidence in their leadership. Leaders use communication to guide their team through change and uncertainty. They communicate openly about the need for change, its rationale, and the steps forward. This transparency instills trust and willingness to adapt. Consistency in communication is key to building trust. When leaders consistently reinforce their messages and values, it creates a sense of reliability. Followers are more likely to be influenced by leaders who are steadfast in their beliefs and actions. And although they must always be consistent, effective leaders must also tailor their communication to their audience. They recognize that different individuals may be inspired and influenced in varying ways. This adaptability ensures that their message resonates with each team member. Effective communication has a lasting impact. Leaders who consistently inspire and influence their team create a culture of motivation and dedication. This enduring influence goes beyond immediate results and shapes the organization's future. Communication is the catalyst that propels leaders to inspire and influence others. It enables them to articulate their vision, create emotional connections, empower their team, resolve conflicts, and adapt to changing circumstances. Through both words and actions, leaders wield the power to inspire and influence, leaving a profound and enduring mark on their followers. Real-life examples of leaders who master the art of communication. There have been several leaders throughout history and in various fields who are widely recognized for their exceptional communication skills. Through their communication abilities, these people were able to inspire their employees, their fans, and even entire nations. Winston Churchill, as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. During World War II, Churchill is known for his powerful and inspirational speeches. His "We Shall Fight on the Beaches" speech and their finest hour address rallied the British people during a time of crisis. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King was a civil rights leader in the United States, known for his compelling speeches advocating for racial equality and justice. His "I Have a Dream" speech delivered during the 1963 March on Washington remains an iconic example of his exceptional oratory skills. Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela was not only a symbol of resistance against apartheid, but also a skilled communicator. His ability to unite a deeply divided nation was largely due to his power to communicate a message of reconciliation and forgiveness. Mahatma Gandhi's leadership in the Indian independence movement was characterized by his nonviolent philosophy and effective communication. His speeches and writings inspired millions to join the struggle for freedom from British rule. Steve Jobs, as the co-founder and CEO of Apple Incorporated, Steve Jobs was known for his ability to captivate audiences during product launches. His presentations were marked by simplicity, clarity, and an uncanny ability to connect with consumers through storytelling. Oprah Winfrey. Media mogul Oprah Winfrey is celebrated for her communication skills on television. Her talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, featured interviews and discussions that resonated with millions, tackling a wide range of topics with empathy and authenticity. Franklin D. Roosevelt, as the President of the United States during the Great Depression and World War II, FDR was an effective communicator who used his fireside chats on the radio to reassure and inform the American public during challenging times. Angela Merkel, the former Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, was known for her calm and measured communication style. She played a significant role in shaping European politics and was respected for her leadership and diplomacy. Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, was known for his eloquent and inspirational speeches. His "Yes, We Can" campaign slogan and speeches on various issues, including healthcare and race, resonated with many. These leaders from diverse backgrounds and fields exemplify the power of effective communication in inspiring and mobilizing people toward a common goal or vision. Their ability to connect with others through words and actions has left a lasting legacy. Chapter 2. Crafting Your Leadership Narrative. Identifying your core values and leadership philosophy. Identifying your core values and developing a leadership philosophy is a deeply introspective and reflective process. Self-reflection. Find a quiet and comfortable space where you can think deeply about your values and leadership beliefs. Identify past experiences. Reflect on significant experiences in your life, both positive and negative. Consider moments when you felt proud, fulfilled, or true to yourself. Also, think about times when you felt uncomfortable or conflicted. What values were at play in these moments? Values assessment. Consider a list of common values, e.g., honesty, integrity, empathy, accountability, creativity, and choose the ones that resonate with you the most. You can find lists of values online to help with this process. Prioritize values. Once you have a list of values, rank them in order of importance to you. What are the values you simply cannot compromise on? This will help you identify your top core values. Explore influences. Think about the people who have influenced you in your life and career. Who do you admire and why? Are there leaders, mentors, or role models whose values align with yours? How have their leadership styles impacted you? Define your purpose. Consider your purpose as a leader. What do you hope to achieve as a leader? How do you envision making a positive impact on your team, organization, or community? Your purpose often aligns closely with your core values. Articulate your beliefs. Write down your beliefs about leadership. What principles and philosophies guide your actions? As a leader, consider how your core values connect to your leadership style. Seek feedback. Your friends, family members, and coworkers can provide insights into your leadership strengths and areas for growth, which can help you refine your leadership philosophy. Align with actions. Ensure that your core values and leadership philosophy align with your actions. Your behavior as a leader should reflect your stated values and beliefs. Evolve and adapt. Remember that your core values and leadership philosophy can evolve over time. Life experiences, learning, and changing circumstances may lead you to refine or expand your values and beliefs. Create a leadership statement. Summarize your core values and leadership philosophy in a clear and concise statement. This statement should articulate your guiding principles as a leader and serve as a compass for your leadership decisions. Live your philosophy. Now you have to put your leadership philosophy into practice every day. Make intentional choices that align with your values and beliefs, and continually reflect on your actions and decisions. Remember that discovering your core values and developing a leadership philosophy is an ongoing journey. It requires self-awareness, introspection, and a commitment to personal growth. As you lead and learn, your values and philosophy will continue to shape and evolve your leadership style. Creating a compelling personal leadership story. Creating a compelling personal leadership story involves weaving together your experiences, values, and aspirations into a narrative that inspires and connects with others. We all have experiences and stories to tell, and many of them will help craft a wonderful and informative leadership story. But how do you actually create the best story to relay to others? Firstly, determine your leadership purpose or mission. What motivates you as a leader? How do you envision making a positive impact on your team, organization, or community? What are your goals, and what lessons do you feel you can impart to others? Collect specific stories from your life and career that exemplify your leadership journey. These stories should highlight challenges you've overcome, moments of growth, and instances where your values and leadership style were tested. Organize your stories into a coherent narrative structure. Consider using a classic storytelling framework like the hero's journey or a simple beginning, middle, end structure. Then, start your story with a compelling hook that grabs the audience's attention. It could be an intriguing question, a vivid scene, or a thought-provoking statement. Following that, make sure to use real-life anecdotes and experiences to illustrate your leadership journey. Be authentic and vulnerable, sharing both your successes and setbacks. Emphasize moments of transformation and growth in your story. Describe how challenges or setbacks shaped your character and leadership philosophy. Appeal to the emotions of your audience. Share stories that evoke empathy, admiration, or inspiration. Tailor your story to resonate with their experiences and aspirations. Make it relevant to their own leadership journey. Describe the positive impact you've had as a leader. Share examples of how your leadership has influenced others, teams, or organizations in a meaningful way. Throughout your story, reinforce the importance of your core values and how they've guided your leadership decisions. Show how your values align with your actions. Conclude your story by summarizing your key takeaways or lessons learned. Leave your audience with a clear message or call to action. After that, you should often practice delivering your story with authenticity and enthusiasm. Seek feedback from trusted individuals to refine your storytelling skills. And when you feel it's appropriate, modify your leadership story as needed to suit various contexts, whether it's for a presentation, job interview, networking event, or team-building workshop. Remember that your personal leadership story is not static. As you grow and gain new experiences, update your narrative to reflect your ongoing journey and evolution as a leader. A compelling personal leadership story is a powerful tool for connecting with others, inspiring teams, and leaving a lasting impression. It showcases your authenticity, values, and leadership impact, making you a more relatable and influential leader. Connecting your narrative with your audience for maximum impact. If you want to connect your narrative and your personal leadership story to your audience, you need to keep in mind the different methods needed to enhance your storytelling abilities. Remember, you're telling a story and that you have to. Remember that when you're trying to connect with others, no matter if they're your employees, friends, or strangers. You can do this by sharing your own vulnerabilities or struggles within the story that you tell. Remember that people almost always connect to others' vulnerabilities and authenticities. Authenticity can help build trust and create a deeper connection with the audience. Ensure the story is easy to follow by keeping it coherent and organized. Clear structure and transitions help the audience stay engaged. You need to also highlight moments that evoke empathy or shared experiences. When the audience can relate emotionally, they become more connected to the story. Conclude the story with a clear message or takeaway that resonates with the audience. Leave them with something to ponder or act upon. Then, after sharing the story, encourage the audience to reflect on its significance in their own lives or work. Promote discussion and engagement. At all times, tailor your storytelling style, tone, and content to suit the preferences and needs of the specific audience you are addressing. In order to make sure that your narrative will connect with others, practice often your storytelling skills to deliver the story with confidence and authenticity. Refine your narrative based on feedback and experience. Show enthusiasm for the story you're sharing. Your passion and conviction will be contagious and help forge a deeper connection. Incorporating these elements into your storytelling will create a strong bond between your narrative and the audience, ensuring that your story resonates and leaves a lasting impact. Chapter 3: Mastering Verbal Dynamics. The art of effective speaking, tone, pacing, and emphasis. The art of effective speaking involves the skillful use of verbal communication to convey ideas, inspire, inform, and engage an audience. Effective speaking goes beyond mere words, encompasses elements of delivery, tone, body language, and content organization. Clarity of message. The first and foremost principle of effective speaking is clarity. Your message should be well-defined and easily understood by your audience. Avoid jargon or overly complex language unless it's necessary for your specific audience. Audience awareness. Effective speakers consider the needs, interests, and knowledge level of their audience. Tailor your message to connect with your listeners, making it relevant to their experiences and concerns. Structure and organization. Organize your speech with a clear and logical structure. Use a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. The body should flow smoothly with transitions between ideas. Engaging opening. Capture the audience's attention right from the start. You can use a compelling story, a surprising fact, a thought-provoking question, or a powerful quote to draw them in. Effective use of language. Choose your words carefully. Use vivid and descriptive language to paint a mental picture for your audience. Use rhetorical devices like metaphors, analogies, and similes to make your points more relatable. Tone and inflection. Your tone of voice and inflection play a significant role in conveying your message. Vary your tone to match the content. Enthusiasm for exciting topics, empathy for sensitive subjects, and confidence for persuasive arguments. Body language. Nonverbal communication is equally important. Maintain eye contact with your audience. Use gestures to emphasize points and employ open and confident body language. Your facial expressions and posture should be congruent with your message. Effective use of pause. Pause strategically to give your audience time to absorb information or reflect on key points. Pauses can also be used for emphasis, building suspense, or allowing for questions. Confidence. Confidence in your delivery exudes credibility and authority. Practice your speech thoroughly to build confidence. Overcoming nervousness is a skill that comes with practice and experience. Engage with the audience. Encourage interaction with your audience through questions, anecdotes, or examples that invite them to think or respond. Actively listen to their responses and adjust your speech accordingly. Conciseness. Respect your audience's time by being concise. Avoid rambling or overloading your speech with unnecessary details. Get to the point while retaining clarity. Empathy. Demonstrate empathy by showing understanding and consideration for your audience's perspective, concerns, and feelings. It helps establish a connection and fosters goodwill. Practice. Effective speaking is a skill that improves with practice. Rehearse your speech multiple times, ideally in front of a trusted friend or colleague who can provide constructive feedback. Adaptability. Be prepared to adapt your speaking style based on the context and audience. Different situations may require different approaches, from formal presentations to casual discussions. The art of effective speaking is a valuable skill that can have a profound impact on your personal and professional life. It allows you to convey your ideas persuasively, connect with others, and leave a lasting impression. Continuous improvement and practice are key to mastering this art. Harnessing the power of storytelling to convey your message. Harnessing the power of storytelling to convey your message effectively involves using narrative techniques to engage, inform, and persuade your audience. From a young age, everyone knows that stories hold a unique ability to captivate people's attention, make complex information relatable, and leave a lasting impression. Firstly, you have to understand your audience. Consider the interests, values, and needs of your audience. Tailor your story to resonate with them and address their specific concerns or aspirations. Then, create a story structure with a beginning, middle, and end. The beginning should establish context and engage your audience's interest. The middle builds tension or complexity, and the end provides resolution or a key takeaway. Every good story is conflict. Describe the obstacles or challenges your characters encounter that are relevant to your message. Highlight how they overcome these challenges to achieve resolution. Paint a vivid picture with your words. Use sensory details to help the audience visualize the settings, environments, people, and actions. This makes the story more immersive. Tap into emotions whenever you can. Share the feelings and experiences of your characters, making the audience empathize with their struggles and triumphs. Emotionally charged stories are memorable. Ensure that the story you're telling, no matter what it is, aligns with and reinforces your message. The character's experiences should illustrate the message or provide insights related to it. Remember that metaphors and analogies can simplify complex ideas and make them more relatable. Compare your message to something familiar to help the audience understand it better. At all times, be authentic in your storytelling. Share personal anecdotes or experiences when relevant. Authenticity builds trust and credibility with the audience. Remember that practice makes perfect, and the more time you put into your story and speaking style, the better you will be. Practice delivering your story with enthusiasm and confidence. Focus on pacing, tone, and gestures to enhance your storytelling skills. And make sure that you ask others how you're doing and alter your approach based on what they say. Always be open to feedback and adapt your storytelling based on audience reactions. Learning from your audience's responses can help you refine your storytelling techniques. By harnessing the power of storytelling, you can convey your message in a way that resonates deeply with your audience, making it more memorable and impactful. Stories create connections, evoke emotions, and engage the imagination, making your message not just informative but also compelling. Chapter 4. The Nonverbal Advantage. Understanding the significance of body language in communication. Although you might not think of it this way, body language is a crucial component of communication that conveys a wealth of information beyond spoken words. Its significance lies in its ability to complement, reinforce, or even contradict verbal messages, allowing individuals to better understand and interpret the intentions, emotions, and attitudes of others. Body language is a form of nonverbal communication alongside facial expressions, gestures, posture, and eye contact. These nonverbal cues often convey emotions, attitudes, and intentions more authentically than words alone. Facial expressions and body movements are powerful tools for expressing emotions. They can communicate happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and more, allowing others to gauge your emotional state. Body language provides context and nuance to verbal communication. It helps listeners understand the emotional tone of a message, helping to clarify or emphasize the speaker's intent. Consistency between verbal and nonverbal communication builds trust and credibility. When body language aligns with spoken words, it reinforces the sincerity and authenticity of the message. Body language can reveal signs of deception or dishonesty. Inconsistent gestures, facial expressions, or avoidance of eye contact may raise suspicion in a conversation. When you are relaying information or a story to other, you need to go to great lengths to avoid employing. Active listeners use body language to show their engagement in a conversation. Nodding, maintaining eye contact, and leaning forward indicate interest and attentiveness. In conflict situations, understanding body language can help identify signs of tension, frustration, or disagreement before they escalate. It enables proactive intervention and resolution. Effective leaders use body language to convey confidence, assertiveness, and empathy. Their posture, gestures, and facial expressions can inspire trust and motivate their teams. Skilled negotiators and persuaders pay attention to the body language of their counterparts. They adjust their approach based on nonverbal cues to build rapport and achieve their objectives. Body language plays a significant role in personal relationships. It helps partners gauge each other's feelings, express affection, and resolve conflicts effectively. Being aware of your own body language allows you to convey your intended messages more effectively. It can help you make adjustments to align your nonverbal cues with your verbal communication. Body language is a vital aspect of human communication that complements spoken words and enhances the understanding of messages. It can convey emotions, build trust, reveal authenticity, and influence how we perceive and respond to others. Understanding and effectively utilizing body language is a valuable skill in both personal and professional interactions. Projecting confidence and authority through posture and gestures. Using your body language to consciously create a sense of self assurance and believability is known as projecting confidence and authority and, of course, authenticity. All of these things are vital when you're trying to solidly lead an individual or a team. Good posture. Keep your shoulders back and your back straight. Whether standing or sitting, you might feel more confident and project greater confidence by adopting good posture. Make eye contact. Keep looking people in the eyes as you speak or listen to them. It shows that you are paying attention, are sincere, and are confident in your speech. Use controlled movements. Refrain from fidgeting, using your hands excessively, or making unpredictable gestures. Instead, make conscious, controlled gestures to underline ideas or exude assurance. Also, make your gestures meaningful and with a purpose when you use them. To accentuate points or to further your point, use gestures. Don't make excessive or inconvenient motions. Maintain an approachable and open body language. Do not cross your arms, as this may imply defensiveness. Instead, use open postures to come across as more assured and friendly. Take up a little more room. When standing, take up a little more room than normal. Try not to come across as confined or constrained. You may come out as more credible if you do this. Use mirroring. By mirroring the other person's body language, You may establish rapport and convey authority. Simulate their posture and actions subtly. Avoid anxious behaviors. Be mindful of nervous habits like fidgeting, fiddling with one's hair, or shifting one's weight from one foot to another. These behaviors can erode self-assurance. Speak slowly and clearly. Your voice can also project confidence. Speak slowly and with clarity. Avoid speaking too quickly or quietly, as these might be indications of anxiety. Keep your facial expressions in mind. Your expressions should be in keeping with the overall tone of your message. If it's not acceptable for the situation, refrain from grinning or frowning excessively. Assume leadership positions. In group settings, assume leadership positions that represent your position of power or leadership. When required, stand in the front of the room or assume a position in the middle. Activities to build confidence. Try activities or strategies to build confidence, such as affirmations, visualization, and mindfulness exercises. Often, confidence starts from inside. Prepare and practice. Make sure you are well prepared for any speeches, presentations, or significant meetings. Practice both your topic and your body language to make sure you come off as assured and composed. Seek feedback. Request opinions on your body language and demeanor from respected coworkers, mentors, or coaches. Getting constructive criticism can aid in your progress. Be sincere. Sincerity is essential for exuding confidence and authority. Don't attempt to be someone else and be loyal to yourself. People respond to authenticity. Keep in mind that using your body to convey confidence and authority is a talent that can be honed through time. Being confident, competent, and credible in your contacts is more important than coming off as haughty or intrusive. Chapter 5. The Psychology of Persuasion. Exploring psychological principles that drive influence. Psychological principles that drive influence are often studied in the fields of psychology, sociology, and communication. Understanding these principles can help you effectively persuade and influence others. If you want to lead people, you need to be able to persuade them, and there are some psychological components to that. Reciprocity. This principle is based on the idea that people tend to repay favors and kindness. When you do something for someone, they are more likely to do something for you in return. This reciprocity creates a sense of obligation, which can be harnessed to influence others. Consistency and commitment. People have a strong desire to be consistent with their past actions, beliefs, and commitments. Once someone makes a small commitment, they are more likely to make larger commitments that align with that initial action. Consistency can be leveraged to influence behavior and decisions. Social proof. People often look to others for guidance on how to behave or what choices to make. When individuals see that others are engaging in a particular behavior or making a specific choice, they are more likely to follow suit. Testimonials, endorsements, and peer pressure are examples of social proof in action. Authority. People tend to respect and obey figures of authority. Influential individuals or experts in a given field can sway opinions and decisions simply by virtue of their perceived authority. Credibility and expertise are key factors in leveraging authority. Liking. People are more easily influenced by those they like or find attractive. Building rapport, establishing common interests, and creating positive connections with others can enhance one's ability to influence them. Scarcity. The scarcity principle suggests that people place a higher value on things that are scarce or in limited supply. When something is perceived as rare or exclusive, it could drive individuals to act quickly or make decisions they might not otherwise make. Reciprocal altruism. This principle relates to the idea that people are more willing to help or cooperate with others when they believe it will ultimately benefit them in some way. The expectation of future reciprocity can be a powerful motivator for influencing behavior. Emotional appeal. Emotions play a significant role in decision making. Appeals to emotions, such as fear, joy, or empathy, can be used to influence people's attitudes and behaviors. Emotional stories, images, or messages can be highly persuasive. Cognitive dissonance. When individuals experience a conflict between their beliefs or attitudes and their actions, they often seek to resolve this discomfort by aligning their beliefs with their behavior. This principle can be leveraged to influence people to change their attitudes or behaviors to reduce cognitive dissonance. Commitment and consensus. People are more likely to be influenced by messages or actions that align with their pre-existing commitments and beliefs. Additionally, decisions are often influenced by the consensus or opinions of a group. Influencers can work to align their messages with existing commitments or create a sense of consensus among a target audience. Understanding and applying these psychological principles can help individuals and organizations be more effective in their efforts to persuade and influence others. However, it's important to use these principles ethically and responsibly, with a focus on promoting positive outcomes and respecting the autonomy and well-being of others. Ethical persuasion techniques for effective leadership. Communication. Effective leadership communication also relies on ethical persuasion techniques that respect the autonomy and well-being of individuals while fostering trust and cooperation. To achieve this, you need to be open and honest with your team. Share information, including both the positives and negatives, to build trust. Transparency helps team members feel informed and valued. Always understand the emotions and concerns of your team members. Show empathy by acknowledging their feelings and demonstrating that you care about their well-being. Also, allow individuals to make their own choices and decisions. Whenever possible, avoid using coercive tactics or pressure to manipulate their choices. Respect their autonomy and the freedom to decide. Connect your messages and goals to the values and principles that resonate with your team members. When they see how their work aligns with their personal values, they're more likely to be motivated and engaged. Be open to alternative viewpoints and adapt your strategies when necessary. Flexibility in leadership shows that you are willing to consider different perspectives and adjust as needed. Additionally, delegate authority and responsibility to team members, allowing them to take ownership of their tasks. Empowered individuals are often more motivated and committed. Foster a diverse and inclusive environment where all voices are heard and valued. Recognize the unique perspectives and contributions of each team member, and be mindful of situations where personal interests may conflict with the interests of the team or organization. Make decisions that prioritize the greater good. By incorporating these ethical persuasion techniques into your leadership communication, you can build trust, inspire loyalty, and lead your team effectively while respecting their autonomy and well-being. Chapter 6. Navigating Challenging Conversations. Strategies for addressing conflicts and difficult conversations. It can be difficult but necessary for wholesome relationships and effective communication to address conflicts and have difficult conversations. As a leader, you need to be able to get through these situations while being respectful to all sides, whether you are closely involved in the situation or not. Getting through these conflicts and tricky conversations isn't as hard as it may seem. Start by paying close attention to what the other person has to say. Then give them your whole attention. Make eye contact and refrain from talking. This exhibits respect and displays that you value their perspective. You need to always try to comprehend the other person's feelings and worries. When you're doing this, consider yourself in their position and respect their emotions. Remember that empathy may foster a sense of connection and ease stress. In the talk, control your emotions. Breathe deeply and keep your composure. Keeping your cool is crucial since emotional outbursts may intensify disagreements. Any difficult talks have to take place in an environment where Both participants may feel relaxed and focused. Pick a time when you can both give the conversation your full attention, since timing is key. This essentially levels the playing field and makes everything seem even more fair. Always use I expressions when attempting to convey your ideas and emotions. Say things such as, I feel concerned, rather than, you always make me feel. Using this time-tested strategy will surely help your words sound less accusatory and more personal. Clearly state the problem or issue at hand. Give specific instances to support your arguments. Having clarity can aid in avoiding misunderstandings. If you want to get through a situation, you have to know the challenges and list them clearly. Focus on the action or circumstance that is generating the problem rather than blaming or criticizing the other person. Instead of passing judgment on everything, talk about the individual behaviors or circumstances. Search for areas of consensus or common objectives to provide a basis for resolving the issue or reaching a compromise. Emphasize shared interests and values. To do this, ask open-ended inquiries and encourage the other person to express themselves. Make sure the topic of discussion is finding a resolution to the problem. Stay away from wallowing in the past or being distracted by extraneous matters. You can do this by setting boundaries or expectations for future conduct. Be mindful of your nonverbal messages and body language. Keep your posture open, maintain strong eye contact, and refrain from making defensive signals like crossing your arms. Resolution of disputes and challenging discussions may take some time. Be patient and give each party a chance to completely express themselves. If too much time is going by and there is no progress, you should consider enlisting a third party who is impartial, such as a mediator or counselor, to assist. Encourage the discussion and find a solution if the dispute doesn't go away. After the discussion, give yourself some time to think about what was said to make sure that both sides are pursuing a resolution. Follow up with the other party to see how things are going. Keep in mind that good communication is a talent that can be learned. You may handle disagreements and tough talks more skillfully and preserve strong relationships by using these techniques. Maintaining composure under pressure and managing emotions. In all situations, the ability to remain calm under pressure and control your emotions is crucial. Any true leader will be able to keep their emotions in check and navigate these uncomfortable situations professionally. Keeping your composure is easy if you practice certain techniques often. When under pressure, mindfulness practices like deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation can help you stay centered and composed. You're encouraged to stay focused and in the moment by these techniques. Be mindful of your feelings and emotional triggers. Recognize the events or ideas that are likely to make you anxious or experience powerful emotions. The first step in controlling your responses is developing self-awareness. Acquire the ability to spot the physical and emotional symptoms of stress or emotion. These symptoms might include a faster heartbeat, tense muscles, or racing thoughts. By spotting them early, you may take action before your feelings become too intense. If you need to, be sure to take a minute to pause when you sense your stress levels rising and breathe deeply and slowly. Your nervous system may be calmed and stress can be reduced by deep breathing. To handle stress and tension in addition to deep breathing, take into account additional relaxation methods such progressive muscle relaxation or visualization exercises. Even something as simple as slowing down and counting to 10 silently can help. Talk to a dependable friend, member of your family, or work colleague about how you are feeling and the strain you are under. Sometimes, just letting your feelings out may be therapeutic, especially when you're speaking to someone you trust. Problem solving should take priority over emotional components of a situation. Identify the problems at hand, then come up with some answers. But don't hold yourself to unattainable high Standards. Recognize that mistakes and difficulties are normal, since no one is flawless. Keep in mind that learning to control your emotions and maintain your composure under pressure takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself while you attempt to increase your emotional resilience and experiment with various approaches to determine which ones work best for you. Chapter 7. Inspiring through vision and clarity. Communicating a clear and compelling vision for the future to inspire and motivate people to work together toward a shared objective. It is crucial to communicate a clear and appealing vision for the future. This will not only teach others that you're a leader, but it will also lay out a roadmap for what is to come. Before sharing your vision, be certain that you fully comprehend what it entails. You need to be an expert about it before you can get others on board. Clearly state your vision, mentioning your objectives, principles, and expected results. Be able to express it succinctly. Make sure that you craft a message that encapsulates your vision's attitude and spirit. Make your wording precise and succinct, almost like you are creating a sales pitch. Emphasize the benefits of realizing the goal and how it fits with the values of the audience. A compelling method of communicating your vision is via story. Use stories, examples, and experiences to demonstrate the path leading to the desired future. Your vision may become more remembered and accessible if you use stories. Make an emotional appeal to your audience. Share your enthusiasm and passion for the goal. Why does it feel important to you personally and emotionally? Action can be motivated by emotional ties. Always provide a rational and unambiguous approach for achieving the vision. Describe the procedures, objectives, and tactics needed to bring about the desired future. A clearly laid out plan inspires confidence. Be prepared for inquiries and possible opposition. Be prepared to answer any questions or concerns that could surface. Identify obstacles and describe how you'll get beyond them. At the same time, invite your audience to participate and contribute. Encourage comments, dialogue, and questions. People are more committed to the vision when they believe they have a part to play. By your actions, show that you are dedicated to the vision. Set an example by demonstrating the principles and conduct reflected in the vision, and regularly reaffirm your message. Repeating your message makes it more likely that people will remember it. 2. Reach a larger audience. Use a variety of communication platforms. After your vision is laid out, it's crucial for you to keep your word and put in effort to bring the vision to fruition as a leader. Your words and deeds should be consistent, led by example, and work alongside the people you're trying to guide into your vision of the future. Careful planning, involvement, and a sincere commitment to the future you envisage are necessary for effective transmission of a clear and compelling vision. By taking these actions, you may motivate people to assist you in building a common and exciting future, using metaphors and imagery to inspire and captivate your audience. Metaphors and imagery are powerful rhetorical devices that can enhance your communication and captivate your audience by creating vivid mental pictures and emotional connections. But you can only do this if you select metaphors that are relevant to your topic and audience. Metaphors should make your message more accessible and relatable. Don't try to get off the path that your team is on and don't think you can make them relate by using metaphors that make no sense in the context of the situation at hand. Craft metaphors that paint clear mental pictures. Use descriptive language to evoke sensory experiences such as sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. These details make the metaphor more vivid and memorable. Use metaphors to bridge the gap between the familiar and the unfamiliar. Compare something your audience knows well to the concept or idea you want to explain. And don't get too carried away with the metaphors. You don't want to bog down your vision and story with too much weight. If you introduce a metaphor early in your communication, maintain consistency with that metaphor throughout your message. Mixing metaphors can confuse your audience. And when using imagery, vary the types of sensory details you include. Incorporate visual, auditory, tactile, and emotional imagery to provide a comprehensive and engaging experience. Incorporating metaphors and imagery into your communication can make your messages more engaging, memorable, and relatable. They have the potential to captivate your audience's imagination and help them better grasp complex or abstract ideas. Chapter 8. Adapting your communication to different audiences. Tailoring your message for diverse stakeholders and audiences. Tailoring a message or plan for diverse audiences is essential to ensure effective communication and engagement across different groups of people with varying backgrounds, interests, and needs. It could be the difference between actually making an impact and persuading people to follow you and completely falling flat entirely. You always have to start by gathering as much information as possible about the people you're trying to lead or persuade. This will include demographic data, information about their values, beliefs, interests, as well as certain characteristics that could distinguish one person from another. Try to understand the needs, expectations, and concerns of each audience segment. What are their goals, challenges, and motivations? Are they financial, emotional? When it comes to stakeholders, it'll likely be about making a profit. Knowing what they want and need will make a huge difference with how you tailor the message you send. You need to develop a central message that conveys your main point or purpose. This message should be clear, concise, and aligned with your goals. And you need to customize your core message for each audience segment. This involves adapting the language, tone, and content to resonate with the unique characteristics and interests of the group you're speaking to. Develop content that directly addresses the specific interests and concerns of each audience segment. This may involve creating different versions of documents, presentations, or marketing materials. Use examples and case studies that resonate with each audience group. When people see themselves in the examples, they are more likely to connect with the message. Tailoring your message or plan for diverse audiences, no matter who they are, requires a thoughtful and systematic approach. By understanding your audience and customizing your message, you can ensure that your communication is effective, relatable, and respectful of the unique characteristics of each group you're addressing. Cross-cultural communication considerations for global leadership, as it entails communicating with people from many cultural backgrounds. Cross-cultural communication is a crucial talent for global leadership, but getting your point and vision across to people from different parts of the world isn't as easy as you might think. You'll need to keep several things in mind to maintain a consistent message, connect with new people, and of course, respect cultural norms and differences. Before you can do anything, you need to know your own cultural prejudices, values, and communication preferences. Recognize that other people's perspectives may not reflect your own culture. You shouldn't feel shame if you recognize that you have some biases and prejudices, but you do need to work through them if you wish to get your point across. Spend some time getting to know the cultures you'll be dealing with. Find out about their communication preferences and conventions. If you can, learn the language or languages of the nation or nations you are working in, if at all feasible. Even the simplest linguistic abilities may improve communication and comprehension. Know the differences between direct and indirect communication, high context and low context communication, as well as the use of nonverbal clues. And also know what may or may not offend others or seem odd to them based on their background. Respect other people's traditions, customs, and values by acting accordingly. In your encounters, use consideration and courtesy. Direct eye contact may be viewed as confrontational in certain cultures while being a show of assurance and focus in others. Eye contact should be adjusted accordingly. Also, refer to people using the proper honorifics and titles according to their cultural conventions. Many cultures hold great importance with this. Avoid assuming things about individuals or drawing conclusions about them based on their cultural background. Each person and each culture is distinctive, different, and valuable in its own way. The capacity to handle cultural differences with respect and sensitivity is a prerequisite for effective global leadership. You may forge deeper bonds, encourage cooperation, and lead more skillfully in a global setting by actively engaging with these cross-cultural communication concerns. Conclusion. As you can see, there are many ways for you to speak like an effective, caring, and engaging leader. What are the benefits of spending the time to learn and master these ways? There are plenty. Your team will respect you more. Your projects will work and complete easier, and you will feel better too. The connections that you make with your employees and coworkers will be deeper and rewarding, and the profits will rise because of the efforts you put into leading effectively. And you will also feel better about your profession and the work that you do. You will see the wonderful benefits that come from leading well. And if you don't take the time to really enhance your leadership skills, communication skills, and cultural sensitivities, you will be left behind in the modern world. Simply put, these skills are downright mandatory if you want to survive and thrive in the world that we live in. From speaking well to reading nonverbal cues to persuading others, working through conflicts and understanding cultural differences, there are many things to consider and keep in mind when you're stepping up and leading others. Knowing these things and respectively them can be the difference between success and failure. Leadership starts with you, and if you invest the time and energy, you can be the sort of leader that others are proud and excited to follow, no matter who they are.